awake. Awake. Trying to awaken the people. Awaken the people from what?
New statistics about suicide in the U.S., and the results were sobering and stunning.
The suicide rate was up sharply among 10 to 14-year-old girls, tripling in the past 15 years.
Depression that causes most people to take their own lives.
What is it that we're trying to be awakened from?
And now people have gradually gone from the corner bar mentality to I'm going to do some drugs to escape the situation that they're in.
We in this audience, I'm sure, sense that America needs to be awakened. But has it occurred to us what we need to be awakened from? Just a night's sleep? I think not, because it's not that hard to wake somebody up from a night's sleep. We're dealing with a situation where you got to keep shaking and shaking, slapping them. But we can't seem to wake up. Well, what are we trying to be awakened from? What is it we're trying to awaken our countrymen from? Anybody have an idea? How about a spell? Has it ever occurred to us that we in America are under a spell? I'm talking about a spell of a sorcerer, a spell of an enchanter, a spell of a charm. Charm in Webster's 1828, and it says, number 1, to subdue or control by incantation or secret influences.
And here it is, the greatest advance in television since color television itself. See all color shows in living color. Once you've adjusted fine-tuning for each channel.
So there we see that it means that you can subdue a people, you can control a people by secret influence. That goes on to say under charm, to subdue by secret power, especially by that which pleases and delights the mind. So under charm there it says power to subdue opposition and gain the affections. But remember in the story of Wizard of Oz, how the Wicked Witch was having difficulty subduing her opponent. And finally she said, I know what I shall do. I take this crystal ball. She spreads her hands across the crystal ball and she creates a lovely poppy field. Oh, so beautiful. And Dorothy, the lion, the scarecrow, the Tin Man, going across this lovely poppy field, fall to what? Sleep. Is it possible that that's not just story? Is it possible that the crystal ball sits in the living room of every home practically in America? And that it comes from a place called Hollywood?
And one of the biggest tools in the hands of the masters who run this world is Hollywood. Hollywood is an incredible story. I've said this, and maybe many hearing me now have heard me say this, but I'll say it again, that the white man's establishment comes from Europe. And in northern, southern, well, all four, northeast, south, and western Europe, even at the time of the Roman Empire and before, that whole section of Europe that we call the center for the white man's presence on the earth was quite literally ruled over. Ancient Europe was ruled over by a priesthood called the Druids, and the Druids were they were the ministers, the priests, the judges, the lawyers. They were the religious leaders. So there was a priesthood that dominated Europe. It still does. Europe is still a Druidic country, and America is a Druidic country. And unless you understand the Druidic system, then you're never going to figure out what's going on in America and England. But one of the most important symbols in the Druid system was a magic wand, like Merlin, the magician with the magic wand, and also the orchestra leaders and conductors always have a magic wand, and you have better play to the tune of the master. He directs you to play, and he directs you to stop with the magic wand. So you're dancing to his music, okay? Magic wands were always made out of the wood of a holly tree. It's made out of Hollywood. And Hollywood is a Druidic establishment. And the symbols, the words, the terms, the stories
that cast a spell on you.
So that people go out from the movie and think in their minds, this is the way you normally would react to a situation, the way that the guy in the movie did. And so that's why today, in the Western civilization, especially in the West, our ability to work with each other and live together as humans is so screwed up. Because we've been watching so much television and so many movies and so much silliness coming out of Hollywood, so much violence and sex and drugs and all the rest of it, that people have no idea in the world how to live anymore. They've lost their humanity.
Enjoy the Magic Berry Hollies.
A disturbing image hidden inside a toy purchased at a local dollar store.
News Center 7's Lauren Clark with why a Kettering mother wants it off the shelves.
A mother bought her toddler this princess wand at the dollar store behind me. Imagine her surprise when the curious little girl peeled back the foil to find this image of a girl cutting herself inside. The packaging promises fairies and, quote, wonderful music, but I doubt many people would call this music. It's difficult to see the image clearly in the dark, but if you pull back the foil, there's no mistaking it.
If you look close enough, it's not a drawing. It's an actual picture of the girl slitting her wrist. I'm outraged over it. I want to know how they think that is suitable for a child.
Nicole Allen said she found the wand for her 2-year-old daughter in the toy section of the $1 store on Linden Avenue last weekend.
There was Barbie dolls on one side and baby dolls on the other side. And these were right in the middle of where they were at.
The owner of the store told me parents need to pay more attention to what they're buying for their children.
The name on it, it says evil stick. So from the name, I would, if I'm buying it for my kid, and I have a lot of kids, and I have young ones, I would inspect it before I even give it to them.
He also said that while he would not buy the toy for a toddler, he thinks it's okay for older kids.
For a 5, 6, 7, 10 years old, I mean, they see that on TV every day.
But Nicole and other shoppers at the store disagree.
You don't want to think about little girls picking that up and thinking this is normal, you know, or funny or interesting or any of those things.
The owner of the store tells me he will not be taking the item off of his shelf unless he receives a complaint directly from a customer.
A sorcerer is a witch that casts a spell on you.
Cat Williams is at the center of yet another lawsuit, making it his third violence-related incident in less than a month. This time, the comedian is being accused of imprisoning and torturing a woman named DeMille Majesty after inviting her to his home. According to the lawsuit, Williams and his female housemates assaulted Majesty during a witchcraft-inspired beating, which lasted 3 hours. Majesty is claiming that the attack started when Williams became angry that she used his bathroom, and that the beating was so bad she repeatedly lost consciousness during the attack. She was then given ice packs to revive herself, only so that the assault could continue. Majesty also claims that Williams burned her face with a lit cigarette and slapped her several times before punching her in the ribs. This is where it gets weird. In the court documents, Majesty noticing what she describes as a Wiccan book, something evil, with teachings on sorcery and spells on Williams' bed. Majesty also recalls a fire going in the house all the while this was happening. As a result of the beating, Majesty suffered facial scarring, broken ribs, and other extreme physical and emotional damage. Earlier this month, Williams was accused by several women for holding them at gunpoint and stealing.
Once in a very long while, a truly remarkable product comes our way that challenges what we think and can dramatically improve our lives. Hello, I'm Kris Jenner. In the next few moments, you're going to discover a product that is so powerful, it can enhance your life forever. And I have it right here. These are wicks of wisdom. And it's the special formulas added to these unique candles that make them so amazing. The powerful effects that they can bring to the people who burn them are truly extraordinary. So open your mind to the possibility of making your dreams and your wishes come true. Do you have a question for Linda?
Yes, Linda, is it true that I can use the soulmate candle to make my relationship more passionate?
Well, soulmate power candles not only enhance your passion, intimacy, communication, it can also help you draw in somebody new for your love life as well.
Scott Disick began dating Courtney back in 2006, and their relationship has been on and off throughout the years. But 3 kids later, the couple has officially broken up again. A combination of their breakup and the deaths of both of Scott's parents have caused him to become depressed. He threatened to commit suicide, and he continues to struggle with his addiction to drugs and alcohol.
Wow, Kathleen's story was so great, and she was able to move all the negativity right out of her life.
By using the Good Luck Power Candles, it helped to propel her forward by moving the blocks and obstacles away from everything that was going on in her personal life.
And what's your name?
Karen.
Karen, do you have a question for Linda?
Yes. Can I do anything to change my luck?
I get this all the time. People want to change their luck. They feel they're jinxed, hexed, they got bad luck, boredom with a black cloud around them, whatever. I hear it all. I just call it like a schmutz removal.
Like, I know this sounds crazy. I don't know, I just feel like we need new male energy.
Linda Salvin emerged as a world-famous psychic, medium, and healer. Spiritually charged ingredients. Each set of 3 candles comes with Linda Salvin's scientifically blended herbs, exotic powders, exclusive essential oils, and specially designed parchment paper. As Linda's special gift to you, she's personally selected 4 spiritually charged gemstones: clear quartz for success, rose quartz for attracting more love, amethyst for good luck, and hematite for health and wellness.
I needed some help finding a true love, and so I lit them, and it happened. And then my girlfriend and I had a bet. No, it's not going to work. It was supposed to happen in either August or October, and it happened in July, and I was really happy.
Lamar Odom's drug-induced coma that almost took his life.
Introducing Linda Salvin's Wicks of Wisdom. These spiritual candles can help you tap into universal energies.
So by burning the money and success power candles, the doors can open for more opportunities, give you options, and help you achieve what you want to through different avenues.
I know that these candles do produce miracles.
Dear Linda, I have to thank you.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that.
Well, you're already booked to do that, honey.
I can't travel that much. Well, I'm like scared. I'm freaking out because of these paralysis things. I'm scared to fall asleep because it keeps happening to me. It's almost like, it almost feels like my heart.
Nightmarish experience of sleep paralysis. They wake up from a deep sleep and are fully conscious of their surroundings. However, they also are paralyzed. And there's a sexual component to this presence in that it is attempting to rape you.
I'm 35. Have you ever had those bizarre nightmares that seem like, you know, they just won't go away? You're paralyzed, you can't move, you can't speak.
Yeah, there's actually a name for this, okay? It's called sleep paralysis. Kristen Cole's here to shed some light on
stories of the incubus and succubus, demons that appear at night. There's often some fear involved, but you cannot resist or do anything about it.
What's been going on? This stupid sleep paralysis thing is like really getting to me.
Why is it that sleep paralysis always makes me feel like I've been molested by a demon?
Body's still asleep. So like you wake up, but nothing can move. Can't speak, nothing.
I have to ask you, have you slept with a ghost?
I did go to the Bone Zone with a ghost.
Might these sexual predators be simply an ancient myth? Or could the legends be based on historical documentation?
Harvey Weinstein is expelled by the Motion Picture Academy. They're responsible for the Oscars. It follows growing list of accusations of sexual harassment and assault.
Then he comes back out and he's fully naked.
And he just kept asking me to watch him masturbate.
I said no 1,000,000 times.
My heart was racing and I was very scared.
The wall of silence surrounding Harvey Weinstein officially collapsing. Today, new accusations of sexual assault, including rape. Even Hollywood A-listers Angelina Jolie and Gwyneth Paltrow raising their voices, adding to the avalanche of accusations.
On a certain point, you have enough witnesses that it becomes very difficult to deny.
Paltrow, once considered the first lady of Miramax, Weinstein's first studio, winning an Oscar for Shakespeare in Love.
Good morning, my lord.
I would like to thank Harvey Weinstein and everybody at Miramax Film.
You're a prostitute. You're doing things for money. You're doing things for your career, and it's being pushed onto you, or you're jumping to it. That's what this is. So that's exactly what I meant. I meant every single word that I tweeted out.
What type of people were they making you sleep with? Are you talking about music executives, people high up in the industry, friends?
No. Executives and managers and agents and other artists that are on the label. If you don't want to sleep with an executive, they'll pass you to that. Or sometimes they just continue to pass the girl. So she just passed around.
And this was well known in the industry.
It's safe to say when I sit down with 90% of the producers that now want to work with me, and they go, "Oh, is it true? We heard."
Well, Weinstein Gate has opened up the floodgates to the truth about Hollywood. Stuff that's been reported on for a long time, alleged for a long time. It's all coming out now. But Kaya Jones, this morning, she got on Twitter awfully bright and early and started tweeting about her experience in the music industry.
10+ years of being in this business and knowing what goes on behind the scenes and seeing how women and young boys are treated.
The pedophile stuff was about to break, and they knew the pedophile stuff was about to break, so they go, well, let's just give them Harvey Weinstein, because isn't it amazing how they all went after him at once? It's almost like everybody in media, in Hollywood, in every industry said, hey, let's all go after Harvey. Let's all attack him at once. Why did they do that? Well, because then they'll say, well, we're cleaning up the industry, we're taking things back. But really, this is about pedophilia and the Hollywood pedophiles being exposed. This is really about calling out the pedophilia in Hollywood. And they said, oh, that's a conspiracy theory. So there's an amazing video that's going to touch into this point now that Corey Feldman, a very brave man, had resurfaced now. Because remember, when I was growing up, I'm 39, the two Coreys were the big deal. The Corey Feldman and Corey Haim were in every film together. They're the two Coreys. They were the coolest kids growing up. Corey Feldman, of course, was in Goonies. They were great. And then it turns out that Corey Haim became a drug addict and killed himself, and people said, why? Well, because he was molested by Hollywood pedophiles. And Corey Feldman on Barbara Walters tries to confront the pedophilia issue. And let's listen to what Barbara Walters tells a victim of pedophiles.
I'm saying that there are people that were the people that did this to both me and Corey that are still working, they're still out there, and they're some of the richest, most powerful people in this business.
And they are
And they do not want me saying what I'm saying right now.
Are you saying that they're pedophiles?
Yes.
And that they're still in this business?
Yes.
That's what, and that's what you were saying in your book. When you talk to when you talk to
And they don't
parents,
want me here right now. Trust
Corey,
me. They want me dead.
there are a lot of parents out here who want to put their kids in this business. Their kids are cute, they're great actors. What would you say to a parent who just has the best of intentions, who's coming here with their child? If you're saying that there's a lot of predators in this industry.
It's a many-feathered bird. Okay? Be careful what you wish for. That's what I'll tell you. You know, don't go into it with naivety. Don't go into it thinking that it's all roses and sunglasses.
You're damaging an entire industry.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to say that it's a very important, serious topic.
You said that there was one gentleman in the industry who did not take advantage of you. He was not a pedophile. You said it was Michael Jackson.
Of all people.
You're damaging an entire industry. Barbara Walters, we can now confirm, is a pedophile apologist, just like Meryl Streep, who got up and
she's a pedophile collaborator.
No question. I mean, that video that should be on every news network tonight. That should be the biggest story of the weekend, is Barbara Walters is a pedophile enabler, collaborator, apologist, supporter. There's no language that can be too strong to describe that clip where she's literally shaming a victim of pedophilia. Well, how dare you go after an entire industry? And then people wonder why these kids are afraid to come forward. There had been, of course, other people tweeting out Terry Crews had been sexually assaulted by a male producer. Terry Crews, of course, 240 pounds.
That dramatic transformation for Angus T. Jones. The former child star of 2.5 Men is opening up now about why he left the hit sitcom, saying his faith trumped stardom and a huge paycheck. ABC's Lindsay Janis has the story.
A hit show, millions of dollars, and the Hollywood status of highest paid child actor on TV.
Missy? What are you doing here?
This morning, former 2.5 Men star Angus...
I mean, Jake from 2.5 Men means nothing. He is not an existent character. He's 2.5 Men. If you watch 2.5 Men, please stop watching 2.5 Men. I'm on 2.5 Men. I don't want to be on it. Please stop watching it. Please stop filling your head with filth. Please. It's you know, people say it's just entertainment. The fact that it's entertainment, it's do some research on the effects of television in your brain, and I promise you'll have a decision to make when it comes to television, and especially with what you watch on television. It's bad news. It's bad news. So that's coming. I don't know if it means any more coming from me, but you might not have heard it otherwise. So just watch out, because a lot of people don't like to think about how deceptive the enemy is. It's way more. He's been doing this for a lot longer than any of us have been around. So we can't play around. There's no playing around when it comes to eternity. Let Christ work in your life, and try and be a filter for His love, because there's for myself, if I'm not doing His work, I don't want to. I might as well just die now. I might as well, God could take me now. God could, even if if I'm doing more harm than good, or if I'm doing any harm, I don't want to be here. I don't want to contribute to the enemy's plan, and it's one of those things. Like, we can, if we're lukewarm, and if we're behaving like the Laodiceans, it might cause, it's going to cause a lot more harm, because people will see us and be like, oh, I can be a Christian and be on a show like 2.5 Men. You can't. You cannot be a true God-fearing person and be on a television show like that. I know I can't. I'm not okay with what I'm learning, what the Bible says, and being on that television show. So, you go all or nothing. If I'm not ready right now, I'm ready to be ready.
Amen. I like that. Amen.
So, yeah.
Amen.
The name of the game right now is compromise. Compromise, meet in the middle to get things done. That's the name of the game right now. And according to the Bible, when that happens, we're no longer standing for anything. We're no longer on the right, on the side of the truth, because we've, a little leaveneth the whole lump. And so you're either hot or you're cold.
Amen.
That's, we're in almost a period of the Laodicean church. We really, we need to pick our side now. You need to pick your side. You need to be 100% on that. You need to be 100% or nothing at all. You might, if you're going to be for the world, be for the world. You're doing so much harm being half in and half out. You're harming yourself and you're harming those others who might actually want to know the truth. So, you know, choose you this day whom you will follow.
Bible says in James chapter 4 and verse 4, ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God? Whosoever therefore shall be the friend of the world is the enemy of God. And what I really appreciate about Angus is that he's identifying with the fact that he cannot be a friend of the world. He's either going to serve God or serve this world, and he's taking his stand. And you're going to see that more so even as the days go forward, because I'm thoroughly convicted that I'm with the brother that the Spirit of God is clearly leading. And you're going to see that in the very near future. He's taking his stand on the right. He's walked away from it. You need to make a decision. What are you going to do? This is your opportunity. As always, this is a forerunner. It's Angus as well. Whether you like it or not, the truth is the truth.
Thank you for watching. We would like to thank our viewers and subscribers for watching our videos. We appreciate all the encouragement and feedback. This channel really means so much to us. Our prayers are with you all. Please support Shattered Paradise by purchasing a t-shirt from our shop, Apparel Dime, on Spreadshirt.com. Now you can wear your faith on your sleeve. The shop features faith-based t-shirts for men, women, and kids. The link is in the description below. Thank you, and God bless.